this is my sketchbook tour, my very first one. I'm so excited. I started in January of 2024, ended in March. Artica brand sketchbook. So if you're curious, I liked the quality. It was pretty good. All right, let's jump into it. So this is a whole spread of some storyboard practice. This was Seven Samurai from Akira Kurosawa. Really cool black and white samurai film, really awesome. I think my favorite one of this whole page, even though I went out of the frame, I just love that composition. And this one was actually pretty neat because these aren't stills from the movie. This is me reading the script and then doing my version of the storyboard. My favorite one of this would probably be, I think this one right here was like the ship on top of like a cresting wave. That was pretty fun. The Kill Bill spread. If you haven't seen that, it's a really great revenge movie and Quentin Tarantino's amazing. I'm doing like my own Kung Fu revenge fantasy story, so I thought this would be a great one to learn from. Every shot he does is incredible, right? But I love how this one is looking down at, so the main character has been beat up to, you know, pretty much death, and they're all looking down like, oh, you poor thing. And then I just love the contrast when you go over here and she's above everyone with a freaking sword, like, I'm gonna get you. Super cool. And obviously, you know, this is insane. This was just a big tutorial learning spread. It was cool to learn the proportions, but there was some trick to try and like draw it out good, and it didn't work for me, so, you know, that was all right. Does anyone else struggle with drawing hair? I do. But this was really helpful just to break it down and think of it front, middle, back. Imagining it's like a wig and placing it on the sides and the front. And yeah, that was honestly really helpful. Couple little portrait studies. I like these ones. I think they're pretty good. This is doing Spirited Away thumbnails, but like just trying to be really sketchy and quick and gestural with it. So they're not intended to be amazing drawings, but it's really just trying to capture the idea. Character in the car, blowing away the wind pedals, parents eating while she's watching. And so just really trying to like be really chill with it. These guys are really fun to do. This spread was really fun. This is me trying to do some original characters. So it's doing a bunch of variations, and sometimes I would like look at references like this is very much like a reference to Samurai Jack style. But then I'd also just like go wild and loose with it and see what pops out. The one I landed on, at least for this particular round, I don't know if it'll stick, is this guy, but I really love how the angles of everything are aligned. Here's the jaw. Here's the beard, here's the eyes, here's the eyebrow, here's the hairline. And so, you know, like it all just falls down in a line, which is really nice. All right, this is a bunch of just Loomis head sketches. Most basic kind of beginning. But I do feel like there was some like fun character in there in some of these different ones. And then this guy is very Disney-esque to me, but I really love this guy. This is my first attempt at like a Japanese architecture, and it's definitely like the leading tower of Japanese architecture. So then I just goofed around. I made a face, but then this one I just stuck to the fundamentals, focused on big shapes first, then medium, and then small. And you know what? It did better. So this one might just look like a sketchy mess, but this is actually kind of a breakdown of that opening shot from Mulan. And then I just continued on from Mulan. So we see the character guard walking, Crazy Hawk knocks his helmet off. Ooh, what was that? Look up at the thing. Crazy Hawk is sitting on the top of the thing. And then, really fun scene to break down. Here's a couple pages of just like little sketches, doing some notes from a visual design course. But this was kind of fun to animate the character a little bit, doing a character turn. Watched a video on using this triangle shape to draw eyes and faces. Really helpful. That was pretty good. I could definitely see some improvement there. And then I continued on with my Mulan studies. I do feel like this has still really taught me so much about character design and like armor and clothing design, just fantastic. And I believe this is the last time I took notes on a course. I realized I don't want to do that. Like, I just want it to be a sketchbook, so I was like, forget notes. Some more faces here. Really like this one. It's more head on. This one kind of looks like he's possessed, like the eyes are a little creepy. And this one, it's okay. Although apparently in the moment I didn't think it was okay. I said, yikes. I think that was an earlier version of this face. It was really scary. All right, more Mulan studies. This was just continuing the scene. All the grappling hooks come up. Oh crap, I've got to go light the fire and warn everyone. So running towards the watchtower to get the flame lit up. Oh no, bad guys. And we see this super cool bad guy designs and reaction to the bad guys. Oh crap, leaps to the ladder. Does he make it to the ladder? Yes, but the guy chops the ladder. He's gonna fall, but he catches on. And then he has to go light the next thing. Main bad guy design, they did so good with this. Big reaction to the bad guy, but then determined. Doesn't matter that I'm scared, I'm gonna light that fire. So lighting the fire, that's what's going on there. And then kind of big reaction from main bad dude. And then we just kind of see like an over the shoulder shot of all the fires being lit. More triangle face practice, eyes, nose, eyebrows. And guess what? More Mulan studies. Okay, this is not the whole sketchbook, but it's such a good movie. It's such good art. So this is on the big hall with the crazy Mortal Kombat dragon. And then what I really loved about this guy's design is that his hair and the cape all work to show the spine. So I've seen this little thing right here, like every single one of those V's is showing the form, which is so efficient. And honestly, I'm starting to see this in lots of other animation and cartoons and stuff. And we can even see it even with this guy. It's not as intense, but even why I did the cape right there, probably to show the angle of the body and make it easy to understand. Dude leaning down with the buds, kind of nice triangle composition. Really fun stuff. And let's keep it going. Yes, we get the advisor dude and the emperor, and a better look at this guy's face. Let's just show you those. Impossible. He's so good. I love him. And the freaking emperor. And I thought it was fun to try out doing like him with his hand down and him with his hand up, like almost like I'm animating it. Honestly, him especially was so fun to learn to draw. He's got this really big diamond shape, and then the beard, and like even like the couch here. It's really great learning on drawing a big shape and then carving out the little bits of the shape. So at first I just started off as this thing around, but then I would just carve out the shapes inside of it. Really taught me a lot about how to draw. Love the salt and pepper hair and just those simple shapes to do so. Really cool. Oh, yes, the emperor. I don't really have much to say. Just take a look. I freaking love this guy. He's so good. And then there's him directing, protect my people. Oh yeah, this is so great. Like the match cut of a single grain of rice might be the difference between victory and defeat. Him talking to the general. Which segues perfectly into freaking rice. And our main character. First look at Mulan herself. So fun. She was really cool to draw as well. Couple cool faces, got some Adventure Time sketches to work on. He's very cartoony, but I really like this face, pretty unique. And then I was pretty happy with this female 3/4 shot. This was me trying to redeem the earlier 3/4 shot where I wrote yikes. But I was also just kind of working on eyes, and even these cartoony eyes, I really love this little face. This Adventure Time was very much just focusing on like learning animation. There was this piece of dialogue where it's like, but you said, so I just tried to like sketch out what was the body doing and the face changing, but you said, and then once it moves to this shot, it would just be lip sync on that one shot for a while. More Mulan, this top down shot was really hard. It's her dipping the paintbrush into the ink, and then there's a scroll and a wood thing, and honestly, the hand was so hard, but yeah, it was if it was that hard, it was good practice, you know? Then I started on some Loomis head method practice, and I think that's more of what this is. So just more Loomis heads, trying to really understand like the 3D-ness of the face. This guy was pretty fun. I like him. Oh yeah, I like all those, you know, pretty fun. I was super proud, still am honestly, I really like these. These are just some Pinterest people. I think this might have been the best female portrait I've done. And then I really loved the character of this guy, almost like a Jack White from the White Stripes kind of character. Really fun to draw. Again, from the movie Seven Samurai, I really tried to capture like how angry he was. So this was like an exaggeration of it, but overall, it was very hard. It was a struggle to do it, but I'm not too mad about how it turned out. Couple more heads, and then it was time to stop. Okay, so this was actually me trying to work on like my first like animated short film, but I realized it was way too ambitious because there's not only this, but it was supposed to go on for like multiple pages, but then I just, you know, transitioned to other stuff. But I'm still really proud of like this initial sketching out, storyboarding of the idea. It's very much like a Goku type of character, young, but like epic and practicing martial arts. You know, some cool stuff happened. I'll probably finish it at some point, and at that point, I'll show you guys. I really enjoyed using the orange to sketch it out, and then to go back over it and do the line work. All right, this is like a warm-up page, just doing some more Loomis, but also some just gestures. I like this pose of this person squatting down. Loomis head practice, actual people. This was actually an Asian woman that I was drawing, but she looked more Latina here. But either way, it still looks like a woman, so I'm pretty happy with that. This is from the anime movie Sword of the Stranger. And so, character's on horse, and then he's like reaching, he sees a guy and he's like throwing this knife dart thing, and then it flies through the sky, hits this guy's water jug on his back, ka-chunk! This is really helpful, just trying to get the feel for animation, and it's a good warm-up for moving into Aang. So this is from Aang and Zuko fight, which if you haven't seen that video, I actually break down the animation frame by frame. But yeah, this is him jumping down, landing, getting to position, and then there's just such a radical change because right here, these are literally the next, each drawing switches the direction of the staff and his body, but it just really made the animation feel snappy. This is right when Zuko does a big kick. Oh, this is one of my favorite spreads of the entire thing. I put a lot of effort into it, even though it's a small thumbnail. Really try to capture the background. You see Zuko come into frame, does a punch. He continues the punch, fire happens, his hair starts flowing all cool. I didn't draw the last one because it's pretty much this exact same drawing, but the hair moves forward a little bit. That's that dotted line. And then the fire goes from a little bit bigger down to smaller. And then we have the first frame of Aang, and he would actually do like a little dance fight evasion stuff right here. So for my own Kung Fu fantasy universe, I wanted to study mythological creatures from Asian cultures. So I did a little Katsuobaki study. This guy, I love this guy. And then Nine-Tailed Fox, and they seduce boys and kill them and eat their hearts of their lovers. So, you know, I did like a fox with the transformation. More Avatar studies. Had a lot of fun doing these. Really like these three. I'm not super happy with my Iroh. I love Iroh, so I want to do him justice. So I'm sure I'll draw him again sometime. Appa! I forget her name, but she's really cool. I had too much fun drawing this Aang and then making the Zuko look up at him like, ugh, so annoying. Alright, this was actually just like crazy timing. This is a study of a page from Dragon Ball Super. And it was actually, I drew this and then later that night is when I found out about Akira Toriyama. Super sad, but yeah, super inspiring. I had been reading through Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and yeah, what an inspiration, man. This was crazy to do, like the building, and this is way less detailed than the actual panel, but like all the clouds, the characters. One of the things I really loved about this was just if you track the shape of the heads, there's this nice flow compared to the building. So it's like, and then carrying on, just trying to get a basic blocking in of these characters. They don't have to be perfect, but just trying to practice, you know? I want to do my own manga and comics and animation, so might as well learn from the best, you know? And over here, we have me starting to do some character and prop designs for some 4-panel manga that I was doing. So these all go together into one little story. Character sees this pot and then touches it, and then a crazy thing pops out, and then he has to destroy it. And then this guy is just a dude who's nervous talking to girls, and that would be the girl he's nervous to talk to. And then I just did a little study of like young Goku, and then tried to riff off of that for this other character. Who's cloud jumping? This guy. So in my little 4-panel comic, he is actually jumping on some clouds, and then he jumps off into the ocean, or he's about to be in the ocean, and then snap! A crazy fish comes and snaps him up. Really like this guy. Used like an anglerfish and also a piranha to have reference and kind of smash this together. I did like 10 different 4-panel manga in my little sketchbook. This is me trying to go from like scribbly thumbnails to trying to actually have some other characters. A couple big just doodly pages. It's been a while since I just free sketched randomly, and so not the best stuff in the world, but really fun to do. Just practicing, can I make quick little characters and expressions super fast. A couple faces doing the same idea. This was like, well, I wanted to see like, if I'm just crazy fast sketching, can I still do some characters from imagination? And so those are pretty fun. Kind of continuing on the same deal. Practicing gesture, just trying to get like a pose. Dude punching and having a little bit of foreshadowing, or not foreshortening. Dude with a belly button. And then, you know, just continuing on, trying to be like, what if a dude was kicking up at your face? I don't know how to do that. Let me try to do that. Fun random face, like this guy. And this was some studies from Pinterest. Actually, this one was from Dragon Ball Super, like clown dude. And then here, this was the person on Pinterest, Default Damsel, who just had a bunch of cool expressions, and some of these are from her, and then I think a few are just random ones that I was doing. Love this spread. Been watching a lot of My Hero Academia, so I'm gonna do Bakugo, do Deku, and then also do them as kids, so I feel like this one taught me a lot. Super sketchy. While watching My Hero Academia, I was just trying to quick sketch as I watched to see if I could capture like Mr. Aizawa, Uraraka, Ida, and then over here it was just more like doodling. So I was trying to capture some of the vibes of characters, but then just riff and do my own stuff from imagination. Really like all three of these actually. I love how sometimes in like My Hero and Demon Slayer, they go like crazy on the faces. So this is a great Bakugo, which then I was inspired to do like my own character for this little animated skit thing I'm working on. And then this is just kind of like an anime version of myself, kind of, you know, like inspired by me. Couple more iterations of me just trying to draw a me-ish character, and then random faces from imagination. This is me trying to figure out a jumping pose for one of those 4-panel comics, and it was freaking hard. I actually don't mind this one, but a lot of these I really struggled with. They were really hard for me to figure out, all the overlapping of body parts. Pretty hard. Cloud jumping, just jumping into the ocean, snap, and then calm waters. And I just did some random doodling, and then some other attempts at jumping or crouching to jump that I didn't love. So for one of my animation test ideas for my Kung Fu Fantasy universe, I wanted to have like a mentor type character similar to the sword master guy from Avatar: Last Airbender who teaches Sokka. And then I wanted a character that was a little bit more like an angry young Zuko, Bakugo type character. So I drew those, and they have a cool fight that I want to do in the future. And then these are just some random faces that I did. I think that's just super quick sketching while watching My Hero Academia, but these are mostly from imagination. He's one of the characters. More sketching, very much Deku and Bakugo inspired, but just trying to challenge myself to go as quick as possible and see what I remember from drawing these different things, and then what is just the way my brain interprets it. So I really like this guy. It kind of has a Bakugo kind of vibe, but also feels like my own style starting to come out. And so it's pretty fun. Deku, random guy from imagination, Todoroki-ish, and then some eraser head eyes. Real loose and rough, but the goal is not to have finished work here. The goal is to see, can I capture poses and vibes and eyes and nose. So super quick Ida, super quick of the dude that eats fish and makes it part of his body. Super quick Aizawa, Todoroki. Mirio. This was like Deku and his eyes are like all bugging out. Some more faces, some random. Kind of All Might-ish. Random. One of the guys that worked at one of the agencies. This is that one character that eats sugar and powers up. Try to draw him super quick. Super fast Night Eye. Character with the tail, can't remember his name. I think that's Ida with his glasses. Night Eye. And again, not intended to be pretty, just intended to see like, could I lay down a super rough sketch to help myself later? I'd get the pose real quick. And then this one was just like totally wild, let loose. This was no references. I just drew a bunch of shapes on the page and then filled in the shapes and tried to see like, what kind of little faces could I make? And honestly, I really like a lot of these. I think they're really expressive. I think they have a lot of character to them. Yeah, had a blast. Some more of the same, kind of just randomly drawing, super quick, trying to see what pops out. This guy's creepy. He feels creepy to me. And I really like this, I don't know, like zombie fish guy. Deku, random. I think Deku again. A little bit of the Chiyosaki guy. I can't remember if that's how I say his name. Some more of him. Trying to do Mirio. If you don't know My Hero Academia, then I'm saying just a bunch of random names. But I feel pretty good about like the level. I do feel like my quick sketching is getting closer to a finished version that I could, easily go in and shade and render and make it look better. Which is the whole point of this exercise. I feel like this guy has a lot of character. Really cool. Trying to do a hard upshot. Don't know how successful it was. It's okay. And then this feels more like Disney-esque to me, but pretty fun. I like this guy's, crazy sharp features. And then this is actually going to be the last spread of the book. So I tried to do a cool foreshortened hand thing. And then I just really love this guy's expression. This was so fun! What a great ride. I love the looseness of this. I feel like that's a really, really nice level of looseness to quickly capture just the pose. And this was kind of like what if Vegeta was doing a dance. So thanks for all the sketches. So this has been my first sketchbook tour video. Thanks for watching. I had a lot of fun making all these drawings, and I had a lot of fun making this video. So let me know down below. So did you have any favorites? Anything that I sketched in here that was like, oh yeah, that page was my favorite. And other than that, if you have any other thoughts or questions, just let me know. I love getting to connect with you guys. It's super fun. All right, and that is a wrap. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Bye.